Good evening, cult members, and welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And this is going to be our review of The Good Liar.
Yep.
This is one of the smaller movies that's coming out right now.
Yep, that's fair.
It didn't get a bunch of advertising. We saw a couple of trailers, which piqued our interest because we've seen a ton of movies lately. And so it really piqued our interest when we saw it because it's Ian McKellen and Helen Mirren.
Right. Yep.
And how they haven't been in something before.
Right. Yeah. Huh.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Now, I'm sure there might be something further
well,
back. But
British, I'm sure they've done something.
I'm sure they, at some point in time, they did something for the BBC. Like,
right.
together, because everybody works for the BBC at some point in time.
Right.
The trailer kind of makes it feel like it's kind of a serious take, a British take on Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah.
And that's a very good way of entering into this movie and having that mindset and stuff. Expectations aversion is a big part of what happens in this movie towards the end. I'm trying not to spoil anything, but
right.
But I think the actually talk about this movie, you have to talk about how it kind of takes a turn, a different turn towards the end. Now, this is based off of a book.
Okay.
That is, and so I should have looked up the name of the book. I am a terrible person. But it leads you down a path through the whole movie, and you expect something to happen, and you expect something to happen, and you expect something to happen, and it keeps holding you right on the edge, not like leaning you out over the edge, but leading you right, like you're standing on the edge the entire time. And then you get that final little push at the end, except you don't fall off the edge. You fall to the cliff that's only like a little ways down. Is that a good way of explaining it, or is it just a little offset?
I think it goes along and you're expecting it to be one thing, and then it takes a sharp left and goes somewhere completely different.
I think we are on the same general plan. This is a British production, British director, British cast. It is a film made for the UK, and with knowing that going in, it's a British, The Crown, Downton Abbey kind of pace to it. It's not very fast. It's not very. It's a very slow build for a very long time. And I think that a lot of people are going to look at that and be like, it's not really my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Cup of tea.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. But I think that overall, I think the story is really kind of awesome.
Yeah. It's, like I said, it takes a sharp left turn. So it's definitely not going to be probably what you thought. As far as, again, it's kind of a, I wouldn't say a whodunit, but it's a mystery.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah,
there's, something's going to happen. Just by the title.
Yeah.
Very good liar,
right. It's a good liar. So somebody's lying to somebody about something.
Right. Right.
And who is that lying to who about what and stuff? But really, this movie, the reason you go see this movie is to see Ian McKellen and Helen Mirren.
Yep.
And
they're both really good in it.
They're both really good in it. There's a thing that Ian McKellen does in this movie. He's 78 or something like that, or 77 or something like that. He's a very agile older man is a very good way of putting it.
Yeah. There's a scene where I think he actually skips.
Yes. Yes.
You're like, oh, okay.
Young in heart and young in body, right?
Yeah.
Is that how it is? But he does a physical transformation within the movie to kind of go along with what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of funny to see this guy who's like skipping and then goes on to not be skipping and
Right.
like needs assistance and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And
he is, a very old 77, 78, whatever, to a very young 77, 78.
yeah. Helen Mirren plays this sweet, caring grandmother to her grandson who's living with her at it's like a retirement community or something.
No, it's like the British version of a track house community,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like all the houses look exactly the same, and you get caught in the circle drive. And
Circle of doom.
All the houses look the same. You just drive around trying to figure out where.
Okay,
You're at.
talk to you amongst yourselves. We're talking about something. When they showed the overhead shot of the circle
Yeah.
subdivision, it's all in the trees by itself. I just wanted to lean over. I'm like, I think we've seen this movie already this year. It's called The Circle.
Was that this year? I think that was last
Maybe
year.
last year.
Yeah.
We tend to forget that movie. But Helen Mirren's like portrayal of this sweet, caring grandmother and again doing some physical stuff that you don't expect somebody of her age to do was really kind of cool. Like I was really impressed with both their performances. The story overall was good. I like to have maybe been a little bit more into it, but I think really like I said, you're going to see this for McKellen and Mirren. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
we really don't have a whole lot to talk about this one.
Well, because I don't want to. You'll spoil it. So you can't talk about a whole lot.
Hey, we'll talk about locations. They're in Berlin. The Berlin stuff was really cool.
Yep.
And they shot some stuff in London, and so I know the two of us are all like, were we on that street? I think that pub right there. So overall, really good movie, but score.
325.
3.35. I'll go 3.25. I was kind of going back and forth between the two, and I think that we've talked about this in the past. Is rewatchability.
Maybe once more just to see what I maybe missed. It's one of those like once you know what the ending is or how what then you want to go back and kind of absorb what you missed, how you got there.
Yeah.
The signs.
Yeah. Yeah. And they lay out some signs at the end where they're here it is. It's been facing you the entire time, and stuff. But rewatchability, I don't know if it's really a thing for us.
Right. Yep.
Like maybe some of the other ones we've seen this year.
Yes, definitely.
So that is our thoughts on The Good Liar. What did you guys think? Let us know in the comments. If you're on the podcast feed, tell us on our Instagram or Facebook or Twitter pages. All of that, like links and everything, are in the description down below. Please subscribe to this channel or feed and like the video. Share with your friends. It help us out a ton. And we'll be doing Mandalorian stuff some more. So until next time, if we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.